we had covered insertion using the Hibernate.
Yeah.
So I'll revise whatever we did over here. So we have this project structure same. We have the controller, we have the controller, we have post that service, we have the repository. So still service we are getting, there are the two type of beans. One is the transfer bean, that is called the sometimes it is called the DTO, basically the data transfer object, that is called the
Okay.
DTO. And second is the entity bean. Entity bean basically those bean who have connected with the database, or who
Okay.
basically these bean need to be connected to the database. So we have the three basically that, and at the rate annotation, these are called the annotation. So annotation at the rate data, data says what says data,
Getter and setter.
getter and setter. At the rate entity says
That it's an entity bean.
it's a bean, entity bean that will be connected to the database.
Okay.
Post that we need to be identify this class will be basically mapped with this particular table. So at the rate table and name, and ID is a primary key.
Primary key.
These are the columns, which columns, which fields, this column, this
You
fields.
don't need to provide anything for foreign key, like for student course and that.
Foreign key also is applicable over here. So we have the mapping over there, because two tables has the mapping. So we can create foreign key, we can create the relationship also. Relationship basically called a mapping, one to one, one to many, many to many, many to one. So I'll explain later. I'll explain later those things. Okay. But still now we are doing like that. I think you will be good in this part. And post that we will have the repository IMPL. In this basically what we are doing, we are creating a session. Session is a connection. Okay, so we make a connection with this, we load this configuration file, that is the hibernate.cfg.xml. In this file we will have the database related things.
Okay.
So we will have the database related things, and post that we will load, and we will create a session.begin transaction, and session.save, and pass this bean, not more than that. That is the sufficient. Come to that now. Suppose I'm doing the update, I'm implementing the delete, I'm implementing the get details. Suppose I'm passing the roll number and I want to get the details. So now this is a code to getting the details. If you will see, let me show to the IMPL. So only the thing is that this one, let me show you. So how do you the code for this basically the get details. So which class we need a student bean. Okay, we are providing the student bean, or you are providing the student entity bean, tell me. Either entity bean, and we will convert into the basically service layer. Okay, is it correct thing?
Yeah.
Either you can entity bean and you can provide convert here, or you can provide the student bean, no problem. You can also provide from here. So if I'm doing this, is a suppose student bean, and this is suppose student bean I am providing. Let me say the student bean, and write me the student bean. Okay, now session hibernate.lc, we are getting begin transaction, we are getting session.load or session.get and load, two are methods. Suppose I'm writing the get, and I am writing which bean over should I write? Well, tell me, student entity bean. So and what are the roll number? This is the roll number. So whatever roll number I will pass, then we will fetch the data, and it will come this class.
Okay.
So session want to know ki internally I am getting the data in which type of class you want. So I am saying that this is a student entity bean class, and let me, and suppose I am not doing anything over here, that is fine, it will fetch the data, but I want to store. So I will write the student entity bean. Suppose student entity bean equals to this. So now I am getting this data into the student entity bean object.
Okay.
Okay, now session is committing, that's fine. And now what I want to do, I want to basically convert this bean to this bean. Are you understanding? Not?
No.
No. Because I want to provide student bean instead of the entity bean to this method.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so now what I'm doing, I'm doing bean dot copy property.
Mm-hmm.
Try and finally. Okay, let me add the catch also. It should be in catch instead of, let me add the catch.
Okay.
So over here, this is a more, and we can add the surrounded try catch. Okay, that
Okay.
is finally, that is fine. We had added this one, but I think we can add this catch over here. Instead of this, we can add this catch over here. And let me remove this one. So what is the problem over here? Try catch catch. If I am removing this catch, then something is happening.
Yeah. Now that using.
So I am writing the exception. E. Yes, it is working now.
Okay.
Okay. So now the thing is that now I am converting. Where I am converting,
You deleted that.
I deleted. Let me copy again that code. In the service, this code actually bean dot copy property. So what is happening? Bean dot copy property, and this is basically the student entity bean. हमेशा basically what will happen, the right to left will be copy from this bean to this bean. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So now this bean is copying, and I am returning this bean now. And this bean I am creating, suppose I am creating new entity bean, otherwise it will not be copied because it is null. So I am creating
Okay.
new and student bean over here. Okay.
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
creating this bean object, and this is copying, and I'm returning this one. So this is the, whenever I'll pass this roll number, I'll get the data of this particular thing. Okay.
Okay.
Let me go to the controller, and I'm writing this update save. Let me get the data. I'm
Okay.
creating a method public void get data. Public void
One.
get student,
Get all details.
get student data
Details.
details. Okay. And in this we need to be pass the basically the id will pass. We will take
Roll
the
number.
integer. I'm taking, I think, integer. They are taking the integer or something. This is
Long.
long. So
Roll
let,
number.
we will pass the roll number over here. In this long number will become, and we will call basically service. We are making the service MPL over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are making the service basically object over here. Instead of we should make instead of this, can we make inside the class? I think.
Yeah, comment.
And that would be student service, where we are calling this one. Okay, that's fine. And I'm removing that one. There is no need to this one, no? I'm making class level.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm calling now student service. Okay, dot get
All students.
student details
It's students.
and passing this roll number.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting in which class? Student
Student entity B.
win, not entity win. Are you understanding? This is student win because we are converting to win to student win. Not getting?
No, actually, there we are getting in student entity bean, and
Yes.
then we are copying it.
This is the we are getting the student entity win. Now
Yeah.
I am copying bean value to bean, student win.
Okay.
I am copying
Okay.
student entity bean to student win and returning the student win.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
I'm not taking the student entity bean from other layer. I'm stopping over
Okay.
here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So now
Okay.
I want to comb this one. Which one?
Student. Student.
Student.
Student B. Student.
Controller. Yes, student. So that's fine. Let me put the sys out.
Mm-hmm.
Sys out s out. And in this, what should I do? One is the student roll number.
Okay.
Roll number is this, no? What is the student roll number? Student
bean dot get.
Student bean dot get
student roll number.
Is it correct?
Yeah.
Let me put, suppose now student name.
Okay.
Get student name. Now student mobile number.
One more question: should I have to get everything separately, or should I print the student bean directly?
Bean will not be print. Let me show you. Okay. I'll tell you. Student dot get mobile number. Bean actually has the object email ID. Suppose I'm printing these things. Okay.
Okay.
Get email ID. To email, and post that we have the get course ID. Course ID, where is the course? But nobody want to display the course ID, no? They want to course name. Okay. Right now course I am able to see, but in the future I want to see the course name as well as the whatever we have get branch name. Instead of the branch ID, we want to the branch name as well as the course. Right now I'm printing,
Okay.
That's fine. So let me call and let me check what is happening over here. I am calling this method and passing, suppose, hard code 1002L. Okay. So let me put the debugger over here, get details. Okay. And let me put the debugger over here and let me debug this program. I'm debugging this one. Now it is getting this one. I'm F8 going to this beans, generating the session.
Okay.
Let's check if these are generating the session. In the debug mode, it takes some seconds, might be 30 or 45 seconds.
Okay.
So generally this happens. Okay, I'm running F8. I'm getting the entity bean. I receive the value. I'll check this one. Yes, I
Okay.
can see 10 Sham, this Gmail, this is okay. Now
Okay.
I'm pressing F8, committing this one, copying this value. Now student bean also has the value. Okay.
Okay.
Now returning the student bean, coming to this and printing these things. When they are the
Okay.
printing, closing that method. If you'll go to console, then you can see student roll
Okay.
number, student Sham, these things. Everything is okay. Now,
Okay.
do you have any doubt?
Yeah, that's what why not to print student being directly in
Okay.
sysout.
So let me print the student bean. Okay. I'm printing this
It's in
out.
different.
Uh,
It's in save student method. It's in different method.
okay. No problem. I'll cut this.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. This is my bad. I'm printing in this. Okay. And let me print in the last one. Okay. Suppose I'm writing the student bean. Student bean. This is a student bean. Do you want to like that? Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me run directly instead of debugging.
Okay.
I'm running this one. I can see into the console what is happening. Yes, I can see this is the roll number. This is shown. Yes, able to. By default, it is might be the overwriting the toString method. Okay,
Okay.
so now I can see this value. No problem.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so now let me remove this one. That's fine. Student win is also fine. Okay. Now what I
Okay.
I want to do, I want to print the all student details.
Yeah.
All student details. Okay. So go to the repository. This is the student detail, particular student details. Now I want to the student details.
Okay.
What should I do now? First of all, copy this code.
We should not pass any arguments. Just select query.
So
What to say?
now this is the session factory transaction. Session dot get
Get student being fully.
without any this one.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a get method. This is the class 11 is local method. Suppose I'm passing this get and I'm passing this is the class, which is the class student entity bean
Entity being.
dot class. Let me check what is the syntax in Hibernate. Actually,
Okay.
now we are using the get all student list in Hibernate. Student list review Hibernate select this one database. Okay, Hibernate get list from this one. So let's check what is the syntax. Query, actually we don't think about that. Session dot criteria, no. No. Create criteria dot no. Session dot create query. This one. This one will working fine. Okay.
Okay.
Either you can do the create SQL query or create query. Okay. So generally what
Okay.
we will do, this is the do. SQL query dot list is fine. SQL query is fine. So in this actually we are working on the Hibernate. Okay. Not
Okay.
JPA. Actually JPA and Hibernate has the some difference. So I'll explain to you each and everything. Now I'm working on the
Okay.
Hibernate. So syntax is that. Okay. Let me show you. Oh, sorry. I copied this one. Let Control V. So let me explain to you. So from which I need to provide the class name, not table name,
Okay.
class
Student.
name, bean name. Which name? Which bean
Okay.
name? Student.
Student entity bean.
Student entity. Huh? Let me
Yeah.
take the student entity bean. This is a class, no? From this to list, and will come into the list of student entity bean, and we will have a student entity bean list. Okay, now think about that. So how we'll get session dot create query? What I'll write? Session dot create query, and from
Mm-hmm.
which class dot list. So it will
Okay.
provide the list of all data, and now
Okay.
I have a list. Okay,
Okay.
so now I am creating a list of this one.
Student bean.
So what I want to do, I want to create list of student bean. So I am
Mm-hmm.
creating a student bean list equals to
New
new
array list. Not list.
array list. Okay,
Okay.
now I created this. So now I created array list. Now what I want to do, I want to commit this one and close.
Student entity bean list too.
I want to for each loop. Okay, for each loop matlab means for,
Yeah.
and you will write what you will write. This is the entity list column
Student bean list.
student bean entity bean list, this one.
No. Student bean.
This is the variable that will convert, na? I think I am writing wrong. I think it should become before. Remove expression.
Student bean list.
Okay, got it. So let me make this one. Sorry, this is my bad. I need to this one. Yes. So think about that. What? So this is a list. Okay. On the right hand side, this is a list. List has the multiple elements. Okay. So we will take one by one element this variable, and we need to define this variable which type, this type. So this is a variable. You can write a also, no problem.
Okay.
So what you the name of the variable you can take. So I am writing the student entity bean. Okay, and this is a list. So list first of all look at the zero element, one, two, like that. It will come into this element. Okay.
Okay.
And post that what we will do, we will create a student bean. We will create a student bean, new object as a student bean equals to new student bean. Okay.
Okay.
And convert this code, control X, and what I am doing, I am putting student entity bean to student bean. Okay, now this is a blank bean, empty bean, and post that this bean came the zero position, and added this is we copied the old value into the student bean. Post that I am added this bean to this list. This dot add and put the student bean.
Okay.
So now and I am returning this bean.
Okay. List.
Are you understanding?
Yeah.
This is the list code, I think. So now this is the code format. That's fine. Let me do. Okay. So I think let me check if we can get the list, and we are getting the list, huh?
Third instrument.
Student, no? Student. We are getting all list. The get student detail is fine. I think all student is not there. Let us public void get all student details. We are not taking any number. We are getting the get all student. We are not providing any number, and we are taking as a list. Okay, instead of this,
Yeah.
we are taking a list student bean and called import class. Let me student bean list. Okay, and
Okay.
what I need to for loop similar to I'm making the student bean comma student
Student
bean
means.
list. Okay, and
Okay.
I'm printing this one student
Okay.
bean. Without any it would be print, because if a bracket is not there it will take only the first line inside the for.
Okay.
Okay, if we will run, let's check what value are coming or not, and we should call this method.
Yeah.
Are you understanding?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm calling now student dot
Get all.
okay,
Okay.
let me debug now. F8. It is taking some time. Yes, it is taking some time. Yes, it is coming. F8. Now I'm getting the exception. Exception, what is the exception? Student, this. This is the exception
No.
is came over here. Null value was assigned the property entity being this branch ID. Student branch ID of the primitive type of setter entity being. Class entity bean dot student entity bean dot student branch ID of primitive type setter of the entity bean dot entity bean student bean. Null value was assigned to a property. So null value we can't assign. I think let me
Yeah.
check F8. So this is can't be set in int field entity bean this to null. Actually branch
There
ID is null and we are setting into the int. So int we can't set the integer. Okay, got it. F8. So basically the thing is that what happened. So we have the two type of the value. One is the primitive data types. One is the this is the null. So primitive type is suppose let me open the entity bean. Where is the entity bean? This one. So we write the it. This is the string. This is int. It should not be
Yeah.
int. It should be integer.
Okay.
Integer. So what is the difference between integer and int? Integer and int. Integer is a primitive type. It can hold a object, either null or either integer value. Int by default should be it. Int can't store the null value. It can store if value is blank, then always it store 0. So now
Okay.
let me put the integer. I think there is some blank rows are
Null
there.
value. Yeah.
If you will
And
see,
table.
yes,
Have two null value.
these are the null
Yeah.
values. Either we can remove or either we can assign this one. So I'm changing this data type integer. Let me check.
But it's only for integer or it's for string or everything you have.
Integer is fine. Integer can
Okay.
store. This is a primitive data type.
Okay.
And one is, suppose if you think about the one is the long. This is capital long. This is small long. Small
Oh.
long. This is a normal
Mm.
number, and this is primitive data type. So
Okay.
primitive data types hold basically what these hold the null value also and particular values.
Okay.
This is a separate thing. I'll explain to you if you need.
Oh, sure. Sure.
I'm running F8 now. come to that point. F8. So now it is running. Let's check what is happening. So are you understanding what I am doing, Laika?
Yeah.
Or do you need some improvement in anything, any communication thing and technical thing or some other things?
Yeah, I will go through once, and then if I have any doubt, I'll let you know.
Doubt is something different. Doubt should be there, but I'm talking about the communication and all those things. If you need something,
Yeah.
are you okay?
I'm fine with you. I'm fine with you. Everything is good.
If you need something, some more, you should move to the fast. You should move some slow. So you should do. Matlab, there aren't any suggestion or might be the improvement.
Uh, if you have like any programs or assignment, like you can give it to me. I can try. Like if you have anything.
So now you can think, sure, I will give you. So now this is a list. In this list, you can see that these are the 10 elements. In each element have this data. Okay. So now I'm
Okay.
coming to this and I'm copying this and I'm putting. This is 4 is running now, and second is breaking. Breaking cannot invoke the student bean or class student bean null. Student bean null had the null, but expected is a int. Okay, so whenever it is copying, it is okay. So basically what I did you notice I change into the entity bean? I change into the entity bean as a integer. Okay,
Yeah.
but into the bean I didn't change. I should change also.
No.
It will not accept, no? It will
Yeah.
not accept null.
Yeah. Because it's yeah.
So now I need to be change this one. So this is the things whatever we do into the daily basis, and we identify, oh, this is error, let me do this one.
Okay.
Nothing more than it. Concept is daily basis okay, but the problem is same.
Yeah.
And IT sector is basically more of thinking. Instead of technical thing is fine, more of IQ level. What you can do
Yeah.
in this actually situation. Suppose I'm writing the program in what is the better way to write this one? Only the thing is that.
Yeah.
Technical is thing. If you will search anything in the Google or internet, you will find it.
It will come.
But basically, you need to implement it. I did implement, couple of years back this Hibernate. Now we are implementing the JPA. Before that, JDBC I already explained to you, no? This one. Nowadays, no one is implementing this one, but I explain what is the base and how it is working. Now this is fine. This is fine. Now it is copying the data. Okay. Loop is iterating and copying to the bean and adding this bean. Bean value is 10 now coming. Now this is printing. Okay. And program is run. You can see the console. In the console, what you can see, these are the beans and we are getting the data. Okay. Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not there, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And we are getting these names and all those things. So now we implemented into the repository. How many methods we implement? We implement first of all the add method using the Hibernate. Post that.
JDBC.
No, JDBC commented out. No.
Yeah.
Using the Hibernate, we are adding.
Adding.
We are updating. We are implementing using the JDBC. Now we will implement using this. Using
Hibernate.
And this is student delete. I need to be implement. Student get detail. We implementing using Hibernate student all details. Okay. Now implement this student deleting student. Okay.
Okay.
So now we should do the delete. So do you have any method to delete? What is the Hibernate method? Does have delete?
In the dialect, we have to change.
No, dialect is what is the dialect means?
No, sorry, not in the dialect. So there was some select update. Something was there, no?
Eh?
In the configuration file, there was a select or update. I saw something. There we have to change it to delete. Is that correct? In the config file.
No. I want to delete a object. Config is the configuration part, na? So
Okay.
I want to delete the data into the table. So I don't
Okay.
want to the configuration. I think this is the named query that need to be right. No. Okay. This is the actually create named query. This delete by ID and entity class. Okay.
Okay.
This one should be execute.
Okay.
JPA delete identity. How to execute name delete query. Okay. Employee DAO persistent repository transaction. Create name query. This one fine. Test DAO. Get employee by ID. This assert all. No. Okay. Let me do this one. Delete one. Okay. So delete is basically the named native query. There is the two part. One is the native query. One is the basically the named query. So what do you understand? It is an example. JPA delete the entity by. Okay. So basically what we do. Let me write this code first, so you will understand better. This is execute update manager dot plus no manager dot replace this ID. No, execute this entity session dot plus, and manager is basically the session. Let me check this one. Another thing, Java T point is there. List dot this execute update find delete from emp where id this is a session dot create query dot execute update session dot create sql. We are getting this one, na?
Yeah.
Max salary. Okay. So query. So from this. Okay. Create query from emp. I am getting this HQL get the record, updating this SQL, deleting this one. So let's do this one. And instead of this, can we do these things? Let me open that one where we have this delete functionality here.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me create first of all the session.
Okay.
Without session, what we can do? Nothing. And session dot create named query. This one. Delete. What is the name of this class? Class. Tell me.
Student
Entity, na?
entity.
Where this is student entity bean. So delete student entity bean by
By roll number.
roll number. So what is the roll number? Yeah, let open the
Student.
open this student admin. This is the student roll number. Okay. Whatever the field you need to put as it is. Put over there. This is by this. So now put S over here. And what is the class? Student entity bean. Student entity bean. And pass this roll number, whatever roll number you want to delete. Okay. And pass this. This is the execute update. That's fine. And what you can do the session dot flush used to implement these changes. Now
Okay.
I think let me run this one and let me check if we able to delete. So go to the student, implement the delete method.
Okay.
Okay, student update. Okay, so let us implement the public void
Delete student.
delete student, delete student and roll number. So we are
Yeah.
delete student, something is there, student delete is there,
And delete
and we are not getting anything, we are getting the string. Okay, we are getting
string. Yeah.
string result, and we are printing the result.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me call this student delete and pass this value.
Call the method.
Student dot
Delete student.
delete student and pass this roll number. Suppose I am passing 102L. I am passing this one and I want to debug this code.
Okay.
I okay, putting over here, let me debug.
But we didn't close the connection or not?
We didn't.
Close the connection.
We should do.
Oh.
Okay, we don't put into the Hibernate also. Okay, let me put this. Suppose let me put this one. Hibernate util load shutdown. Okay. Commit also did.
No, we didn't do.
Okay, session dot plus or commit is fine. Let me do the commit. Session dot commit transaction. Sorry, session dot get transaction dot commit and this Hibernate. Okay.
Okay.
Let me run this one. F8. I'm getting the session. Okay, we are getting this one. F8. Oh, we are getting the error. What error I am getting? No query define that name. Delete student entity bean student. Oh, okay. We need to define this query as a the this, suppose this is a ID that we need to be defined over here. Define over here. Okay. SQL result SQL query. So now this is a named query.
Okay.
So we need to set this query actually. Let me show you. So there is a bean. Where is the bean? Entity, basically entity bean.
Student.
This is a. Oh,
no, we are indifferent.
This is the different student entity bean. So in this bean, we need to define the SQL. Okay. Before the class, whatever we need to do. Before the class or public class, this is implement more code employee entity and post that entity table and post that. Okay, So now we need to define a basically the SQL named. This is the named class. Named query hibernate annotation import class hibernate. So now the thing about that, okay. So this is the named query. Delete student by delete student by roll number. Just put the roll number. Okay, that's fine.
We have given student entity bean, right?
I'll replace and I'll write. This is a native SQL. Native SQL means whatever the query I'm writing. This is a name. Okay, and I'm writing delete from which
Student.
Student where id instead of the id what
STU underscore.
student
STU. Roll number.
STU underscore. This is
Roll
native SQL, no? So
roll underscore number.
roll underscore number. This one or number?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is a parameter. Delete result. Mapping is a result. I'm not understanding what he did. The result equals to delete result. Count. Okay. There is a okay. What he want to set? He want to set delete result column count. How many records we deleted? Okay.
Okay.
So he put it one more thing. That is the count. How many counts? So now SQL result import class the hibernate. So now this is the name is the count. Okay, this is a column. Name is the count. Count will be there and how many counts are there. Okay. So now we will have this name and we will put into that repository class. So and we will pass this class and we will pass this roll number. Let's check now.
By we don't need to do that, no?
This one?
We don't need to write by
here.
Just the names.
Because whatever we gave over here, na name, that should be matched. This is a variable. Whatever you will put over here, this is a query will execute, and this query is mapped with this name. So if you are writing ABC, then you need to write into the ABC over here.
Okay, got it.
That is the thing. Let's check if we are getting the error again or not.
Tomorrow morning class I may not be able to attend.
In evening is fine. We will put it. Same time tomorrow.
Tomorrow same time. Okay.
Do you have anything special?
Yeah, today. Yeah, today is my birthday. So
today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
So today will be party?
No party, just going to movie and dinner.
Okay. Now I think we are getting this one. Get transaction shut down. I think deleted successfully. Let me check if we can see this one result. And student deleted. Let me check the database. I think it should be removed 102.
Yeah.
102 is removed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it is implemented. So I think what we implemented using the Hibernate. We implemented student. Let me open the repository. Now you can update is pending. Okay. Update I didn't implement using the Hibernate. I'll implement. So I implemented the add using the Hibernate. I'll share the code and all those things today. Update is pending, and this is the student delete. So we already implement the delete part. So delete part we are running the create named query, that is the basically the native SQL, and this SQL is coming from this which class? Entity bean. So entity bean, this whatever you are writing, it should be entry over here. This is the native query and name query. This whatever the query you will write, and this is the name, it will come over here. And if you will see, this is running. Delete from this student. Okay. And if you come into that point, next part, so we implement the get detail, we implement the get detail all. So there are the 5 function basically we do. We will get the detail single student, all student, delete part, and basically what we do generally update part and add part. So
Okay.
update part will pending, will cover into the tomorrow, and we'll close this session, and we'll implement the modern project on the middleware. We will create a Spring Boot project tomorrow. Okay. So this is whatever I am implementing. I did manually, and tomorrow we will use using the framework that is called the Spring Boot. So there is a some whatever I did similar thing we will implement. 70% would be same thing, 30% would be higher thing will be implement,
Okay.
and post that will create the front end.
Okay.
I hope you will would be okay. And one page will be create, and you will we will show you how we are storing these details and all those things.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So I think we should close this session because they have the time barrier on their Zoom.
Okay.
Okay. Then thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye bye.